Good morning, everybody. It's amazing how this place has filled. This morning there were just a few people and now it's like packed. It's awesome. So welcome again back to Creative Mornings for this month. Our topic today is transparency. Just a bit of the Creative Mornings theme and topic. So we are over 190 cities where we are doing Creative Mornings every month at the end of the month. It's a place where we are actually doing everything voluntary, so I will introduce in a second to our supporters, sponsors and occasion partners. And so I hope you have already enjoyed a little bit of coffee, food, and some chit-chat. And now I'm going to give over to Eva. She will introduce you a little bit to the place here. It's very new, and so she will give you a bit of an introduction to that.
Yeah, thank you. So, hi and welcome at Mates. So my name is Eva. I'm the founder and CEO of Mates. And I'm actually really happy to have you here today. I'm not the biggest fan of standing here in front of 60, 70, I don't know how many people, but I want to take the opportunity to tell you a little bit about Mates because I think that might be interesting for some of you. So, what is Mates? Mates is a community of people that are working in the creative industry here in Munich. And our aim is to bring them together, to connect those people, to build a really strong network of creative professionals here in Munich. So how do we do that? We're doing that by providing physical space in form of co-working space, where people can work, where they can meet, where they can share ideas or get creative. But we are also doing that by providing digital space in form of a digital community, where people can connect, where they can connect with other creatives, where they can showcase their portfolio, or where they can even find jobs. And we are doing that by providing events where people can meet in person, where they can network or get inspired like we are getting inspired today. So I want to step a little bit deeper in those three areas. So the first one is co-working. For us, it was really important to create a space that really works for creative people. And that's why we are offering flexible solutions like day passes, half-day passes, but also monthly tariffs so that our co-workers can choose whatever is suitable for them at the moment. And we also wanted to create a really welcoming and inspiring atmosphere so that our co-workers can really get creative. And we're actually working on a second location at the moment, which will hopefully open next year. So if you want to have more information, you should register for our newsletter. So the second area is the digital community that we are developing at the moment. So there will be a huge launch party at the end of November. So I don't want to tell you too much about it, but there will be some really interesting features like an agency pool, a freelancer pool, an event calendar, or even a job board. So the last one is so just a few sneak peeks for you of the digital community. So the last one is the events part. So we are planning to have even more events in the future where people can network and come together, like workshops, talks, but even network events for the digital community. So actually that's it. So if you want to have more information, you can just come to me and ask me later. I'm happy to guide you through the space. Or just register for our newsletter on the website, or even there is a list over there. So yeah, I hope you have fun today, and yeah, I'm handing over to you again.
So we do have also some food here, and it's very special because it's actually the first time that we have sponsors here. So I would like to also thank the three bears. That's Caroline. Hi.
Are you going to click? Yeah. Okay. Sorry, do you want to go back on?
Yeah, sure.
So, hi, I'm Caroline. I'm the co-founder and CEO of Three Bears. Some of you might have seen it already when you had some time. We've got 4 flavors today, and you can try it. We make porridge. So me and my boyfriend, we thought, we're living in the UK, we fell in love with porridge, and we thought, actually, it doesn't really exist in Germany in the way that we like it, with big chunks of fruit, with whole grain oats, and exciting flavor combinations. So this is why we made it. And we only launched in May this year. So it's a very new venture for us as well. What I can say about the products is try it. They're 100% natural. There's no added sugar. We've got some overnight oats options today, and if we run out, come to me. I'll make some fresh porridge for you. Next slide. So one thing as well, you might be wondering, where can I get this amazing porridge? You can get it online on threebears.de, or as well in stores and cafes all over Munich and all over Germany. So we are really expanding the distribution network. So if you can't find, amongst our store finder on the shop, you can't find a store that you think should be there, let us know as well. More than happy to talk to anyone. And very soon we've got a pop-up store on Maximilianstraße. It's like a creative space with 14 other startups we're there. And we're showcasing, there's 2 food startups and the rest is more design heavy startups as well. So it would be interesting maybe for you guys as well to pop in, have a look. And it's on the Sunday, the 6th of November, we've got a brunch event where there will be lots of free porridge as well.
Thank you, Caroline. And last but not least, we do have also some drinks here. You've seen them, they're in the turquoise bottles, they are Ciancini. And I give you a little bit of a video of that. Constance is here, present, so she can also give you a couple of answers. You can talk to her and just have a look. The movie should speak for itself.
Stress can sneak up on you. You feel it first in your neck, then your shoulders. It becomes difficult to concentrate. But you need to stay on top of things. You need to get on with it. That's why we created Tranquini. Made with calming ingredients so that you can get on with your day in a positive way. Tranquini also contains the natural relaxing property found in green tea, which stimulates alpha waves in the brain, allowing you to relax by optimizing your heart rate and your breathing. Tranquini is made with only natural flavors, no artificial colorants, 0 artificial preservatives, and is also low in sugar. So when you want to feel cool, calm, and collected, reach for a can of Tranquini. Relax. Be positive. And good things will happen. Tranquini.
Relax, be positive, good happens.
Thank you, guys. Okay, so before we start, I know you're all excited to hear, I know. This is the team. We would not be able to do that without a team. So Christina is today on holiday, so I took over. My name is Vanya. Thank you all for being part of it. Matteo, thank you so much for taking also the pictures. He's the very tall man here in the place. Also, if you want to Instagram it, if you want to Twitter it, or put it on Facebook, these are the hashtags you can use if you want to. And this is the topic. Finally getting to that. I would like to now introduce Aino. She will talk about her topic. Please come to the... And I'll hand over. So Aino is a service design lead at Futurist. And she will tell you a little bit more about her role and about her presentation.
Yeah. First, I actually wanted to do something. I wanted to make a selfie with everybody. I think it's a really great opportunity, isn't it? Do you just want to do something like, you know? Okay, everybody. Thank you. Oh, you don't have to do the voice. It's fine. Yeah, so hi everybody. My name is Aino Hanttu. I'm service design lead at Futurist in London. Actually, I flew here yesterday. I want to talk about creating kind of the next generation of experiences and how we get there and what kind of things we should think about when we do that. Let me see. I have this thing. It was down, right?
Yes, it's that.
Okay, good. So, yeah, you can tweet me, by the way, at Aino Hanttu, or you can also tweet at Futurist or Creative Mornings Munich.
Yes.
I don't remember what was the, it was
Hashtag, yeah.
Yeah. But you have all the hashtags over there. But yeah, maybe a couple of words about me. So my background is in industrial design, actually, and I've been working in different places around the world, like in Spain, in San Francisco. Now I'm based in London, but I'm actually from Finland originally. And because of this background that I have in industrial design, I'm quite keen to combine the physical and the digital world. So I'm quite passionate about that. So, working in digital, doing all these things with, like, seeing all these products that we could do in all these like physical spaces and everything. I really want to think about how to make those things happen together and how we can make a little bit more immersive experiences all together. And also, obviously, I want to create something meaningful. That's why I'm a designer. We all want to save the world, right? Yeah. Just a couple of words about our company. So I don't know if you've ever heard about Futurist. We're quite new here in Munich. But we are a company, like, we have 16 years of history of software development and design and technology. So we're a digital agency, actually. We have, more than 300 employees of designers, business designers, and advisors, and different type of.
That's a doorbell.
I can see that. Yeah. Who's there? Yeah. So yeah, we are located in 6 different places, and Stockholm and Munich are the newest offices that we have. Obviously, we're also hiring, so if you're interested, just come to us later on. I have a couple of colleagues over here also. Lou is one of them over there. Yeah, and what we do actually, we build digital transformation for our clients. So we work with different types of clients in different levels. So we do, all these products, we design concepts, the basic stuff, but we also build them. But we also help our clients with their transformation in culture, but also like making a leaner culture, and obviously then transforming their services into something more digital. And here in Munich, we've been working with companies like BMW and Allianz, and yeah, it's quite fun. And yeah. And in London, like, I come from the London office, so we work quite a lot with startups also, which is quite fun. You get to see different types of, we work with Samsung, and then we work with startups, and it's a very different way of doing things, which is fun. But, I'm not here to talk about our company. I am here to talk about creating next generation of experiences. And I want to talk about the reality as we know it, and also the reality, how it will change. So, we are living in reality, but also there will be different forms of experience in those realities. I think this year and next year will be the years, this is my personal belief, years when we are transforming the ways we experience things. So there's a massive kind of immersion of coming of like new technologies, disruptive technologies like virtual reality, augmented reality, and all this HoloLens stuff and all that. I keep on trying to push here, but I have this thing. Yeah. Sorry. I don't have the...
Is the video?
No, that's fine, that's fine. So I think technology is gonna transform a lot of the things that we do and a lot of the ways we think about things. The value of time and convenience and emotional engagement is changing as we speak. These values that are changing are reflected in how companies conduct their businesses strategically and operationally, and how they bring value to their customers, and the ways they deliver experiences to their customers, and the ways they communicate to their customers and involve their customers in this kind of co-creation process also. And I think the change is like a continuous path of that we're now at this kind of tipping point where these disruptive technologies will reach their full capacity and coverage. So I would like you to raise your hand if you know what this is. Yeah, like half? Only? Come on. So yeah. So when I was a kid, so this is a holodeck from Star Trek. And when I was a kid, I used to watch Star Trek with my parents. So I'm a kind of like when I was already born, I became this massive geek of Star Trek and Star Wars and all this kind of stuff. And this image is actually from the Star Trek Next Generation, which was a show that was shown in the 90s. And but this holodeck thing, which is quite cool, it was already, it made its first appearance in the earlier Star Treks in like 40 years ago, which is quite amazing. And this holodeck thing, it was this like fully interactive, immersive and full sensory experience where the user can run programs from nature walks to like combat training and do all these things. And it was just a room, basically, that transformed into whatever you wanted it to transform into. And this is what all these kind of immersive experiences, like virtual reality, augmented reality, HoloLens, whatever, this is what it's all about. They are engaging, they trigger multiple senses, you know, your hear, your voice, you can smell things, you can feel things. And as an idea, I think the holodeck was quite an intriguing one, like 40 years ago. That's pretty amazing. Imagine if you could just walk into a room and suddenly transform into a beach, and you're like there having a mojito, and you're like, oh, this is nice and warm. It's really cool. So, you know, it's kind of cool thing. But I don't think we're yet there. So I think we haven't arrived yet to this level of augmented reality, but we're getting there. So as a technology, the virtual reality has actually advanced quite a lot, and it keeps on getting better all the time. So there has been all these problems of like dizziness, and we're taking those out. So the technology is getting really good. And there's no limits to creating good experiences. The only limit that I feel like we have is actually our imagination. So now the technology is there, now we just have to figure out what to do with it. There's this kind of thing that this actually, you probably know which movie is this, do you? Yeah? Raise your hand if you don't. Tron, yeah. Yeah, it's really amazing. And there's this thing that happens is that there's been like massive different waves of this like VR hype that keeps on going on and on, and all these like every time there's a new gadget that gets released, that gadget kind of brings the hype a little bit back up. So VR as a technology is actually quite old. It's been there for a while, and every time they release like a new books or like movies around this topic, the hype gets a bit bigger. I think there's a, wait, yeah, that's it. And look at this picture. How creepy is that? I think we've gotten a bit further from this. Yeah, but anyway, so there's this guy, John Maeda, who stated about maybe a year ago in this blog post that he made for KPCB. He said that technology is no longer valuable without design, which is, yeah, okay. How I see is that the virtual reality and these immersive technologies that were created in the past, they've been really tech-oriented. They've been very technology-oriented. And during the past years, design and designers have actually really taken their place in product and service development, but also in boardrooms. You know, design is not anymore about creating something pretty, but it's actually transforming cultures, transforming things and organizations, and it's really seen as something that can actually bring a lot of value. This is actually a restaurant in London that I went like a year ago or something, and they had all it was a bit weird experience because they had all these projectors from the ceiling that you could see the menu, and then you had this weird mouse, which is that over there, that you didn't realize it's a mouse. You just went like, maybe I do something with this thing. And then it just didn't work out really well. And then they had all these tablets in every table. And you were supposed to kind of just order your food with the tablet and just using the mouse. And you were not supposed to talk with the waiters at all, but that didn't really work out. So you could the only value that I saw about this tablet is that you can actually like see the portions, and then you could see what you did order and how much was it. But then it didn't work out really well because we all the time had to like ask for the waiter, like, can we have this type of water instead of that type of water? And can you just like fill our glasses, please? Because we're out of wine. Yeah. So I thought to myself, this isn't a very smart way of using technology. It's really stupid, to be honest. I'm sorry if you like this type of restaurants. But like this very cheesy photo from Skype demonstrates, we do already have technologies that are on the right track to create valuable services and products or experiences for their users that actually bring some value. We talk to our friends like on a daily basis, but they might be on the other side of the world, and you just feel like they're really there, they're with you. And we have all these conferences and meetings and everything that happen face to face all the time, but the person is like completely somewhere else. And it really feels like you're there, right? So we can have these kind of physical experiences that happen inside of a headset device, accompanied by a physical experience, as you can see here, which is this is actually a twerking bot made by Pornhub. How many have tried this? None? At least nobody admits. So it might sound a bit funny, but this is actually quite an innovative start for the mass adoption of these immersive experiences that blur the line between the real and the virtual. We can't really talk about virtual reality or augmented reality without talking about porn industry because it's part of it. So bear like a minute with me or something. So actually, the porn industry has been one of the forerunners of virtual reality and augmented reality development. And this is a comment from this guy who is like one of the key people in developing virtual reality, Ben Delaney, and he said that that cybersex is not going to happen, never. It's like, imagine just like people with this tactile suits, like, it's, no, that's not going to happen. And then you see this, and you're like, yeah, it's happening, yeah. So I'm going to show you an example. Sorry, it's really early for this kind of stuff, but I hope you don't mind. This is a Mashable tech reporter who went to, a year ago, there was this kind of VR big thing going on in Vegas called CES, and he tested out this new Naughty America, which is a company VR application, and he's trying the app, and I'm gonna show because this is actually quite funny. If it works, does it work? Yeah, here we go. So he's actually trying the app, and it's quite, like you can see that it actually feels quite real to him. So he goes like, yeah, I'm not going to show this too long, don't worry. Like, look at this guy. I think his reaction is like the best one ever. Yeah. So, I'm not going to go further here, but you can see the reaction, right? Just when we got excited. So together with the gaming industry, I think the porn industry has been the forerunner of immersing these experiences. And the technology is advancing really, really fast. And even in within this year, there's been 60 different devices in the market. It's really crazy. And we could learn quite a lot from these immersive experiences from the porn industry, but porn isn't really solving many problems in the world. At least I don't think it is. Maybe for loneliness, but but the whole idea is to create something meaningful and something that actually helps people, right? So I think there's a, yeah, okay, I'll go back here. So yeah, so seriously talking, a year ago on a Christmas day, I was, well, like 9 months ago, I was reading a magazine where this guy, I was on a train and I was reading this magazine, and this guy was like saying goodbye to 2015 and kind of welcoming 2016. And the writer reminded that we know all the people in the world just through 6 people, and that's pretty crazy. And I started to think we actually, the things that we all want are really basic things. We want warmth, we want food, we want good relationships and clean toilets and stuff like that. And I think the important things are not money or power or, work. The important things are the things that actually make us feel a bit more human and bring value, and we need that human feel to the things that we do. So this is actually from a project that we did a year ago. And I'm just gonna say, because we do this kind of projects, but I don't think we need another cool technology that creates another useless service. This wasn't one of those, by the way. But we need services that improve our lives. And I think today technology is starting to be an enabler to do that. So I don't know what kind of things we could create that make actually something good. So this project, as I mentioned, is one thing that we did for this real estate agency. So we were trying to help them find ways of how can we use virtual reality for people to find apartments easier. And to take that idea a little bit further, let's say we would be designing, because we didn't do this exactly, but taking that idea further, we would be designing something for people that actually you're trying to find a vacation home abroad. And it's really difficult, it's really time consuming, it's really expensive if you want to travel there back and forth. And virtual reality or augmented reality, I don't think they can replace the real life experiences of feeling an apartment and going there and going yes, this is the one that I really like, or potential vacation home. But it could really help people to find the ones that they actually want to go see. So, providing an accurate image of the size of the apartment, or how does it look in the winter or in the summer, or, what's the estate like, what's the size of the garden, if there is any. I think the whole point of making using this kind of technologies is to make the services and the experiences for people a little bit more easier and economic, like more efficient also money-wise, and provide a solution that simplifies the process rather than, makes it happen entirely. Because people still want to have that feeling, like the last feeling of the place before they do that. Because you do get that feeling when they're like, this is it, this is the place I want to buy. This is, if you think about like medical services or education, we can do a lot of good things. There's this guy called James Blaha, who's a startup co-founder of this company called Vivid Vision, and he has this like lazy eye condition, which means that you don't, like, the vision in the other eye doesn't really work in sync with the other one. And he used Oculus Rift technology to develop a game solution that actually improves his vision because he had problems with this. And now his company is actually helping people and doctors to correct the people's this lazy eye condition so they can see better. But he's doing it for people to save money, effort, and time because it's quite difficult. But also it's a kind of gamifying the experience of doing something medical. And the experience is actually quite a lot more fun, than going with this eye patch thing all day long. So I think there's a lot of opportunities we could do in terms of medical solutions, and there's a lot of stuff going on with that already. This is an example from Audi. Companies like Audi are investing using in virtual reality to improve the car shopping experience. If the showroom doesn't have a model that the person wants to buy or the customer is looking for, they can still see the same car. They can sit in it and they can see it with different feature options, like you can change some colors or you can have different features there, and it all happens in virtual reality in the showroom. And it really makes the decision making and the purchase the process more convenient and also more transparent. And it's just like finding an apartment, you know what you're buying when you do that. And a lot of companies say that transparency is one of their core values. Now it's a big thing. Everybody says that transparency is our core value. But I'd say developing things like this, services and products like this, actually fits that value quite nicely. So, even though we have these sexual fantasies, not this one, but the one that you saw before, and immersive game experiences, they will all be a big part of the kind of physical and digital experience immersion. But we have finally realized how the experience immersion can be exploited in other industries and products too. And I think until now there's been a fairly kind of clear deviation between digital and physical. And it might be changing now finally. At Disney World, this is an example of the Disney World Resort. They have these things called magic bands, as you can see here in the image. They are like wristbands that provide a more seamless experience when you're at the Disney Resort. But the customers still need to fill quite a bit of information online in advance to make that experience what it will be. It's a cool concept, but it actually makes people spend a lot more money than they should because they're just going okay, I'll buy this, dang. Okay, I'm gonna do this, dang, So it makes them actually use a lot of money, and I don't think it's really transparent. And also the kind of experience, the magic phase when you leave the resort, and that's it. That's that. So there's one thing that I would like to mention before closing this talk. There is this kind of, there are all these fantasies about saying virtual reality will change the world. But I don't believe that we're going to see this a new generation of virtual reality junkies. Like this, this is from a short film called Uncanny Valley. It's by Federico Heller. It's really good. You should watch it. It's like 8 minutes long or something like that. But we are already slaves to the technology that we carry every day. We have phones, tablets, smartwatches, all these things. And the technology has changed our behavior, and it will change our behavior as we speak, and it will keep on changing it all the time. But I don't believe the future will be filled with this kind of people who are junkies to this kind of alternative reality. But the lines between the real life reality and the virtual will blur a bit in the future, and they will create new kind of experiences on our day-to-day basis, in our day-to-day life. So what I'm seeing is that there's this market drift towards improved and co-created experiences. And the technology keeps on advancing and becoming more powerful. There's a movement away from this kind of imagining mode to a more collaborative doing mode, from fantasy to real problem solving. And the digital disruption has actually created a lot of good things, such as information being available for people, and we are able to use open source, and we have all these things that everybody can use, and we can create things of open source things. So transparency isn't just something that companies do, but it's something that we should all do. So I think we are finding now ways of collaborating in new and meaningful ways. And this results in having deeper understanding of user needs and technical opportunities. But it also gives us a whole new kind of world of different type of collaboration that we can do and we can use and create something really good. I believe that there's kind of this next era starting of like new generation of experiences that we can all create, and we can make them better, and they will be more immersive, they will be more meaningful, and they will help people. So I would like you all, when you leave here, I would like to challenge you to think a little bit differently and use these technologies and all these things that we could do to do something really good. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you, Aino. Perhaps you guys have some questions to Aino that she can perhaps answer. Yeah.
Okay.
Do you have any questions, guys?
Okay, I have one.
Yes.
Right. We talked about technology combining design, and I saw a few services that you presented. I'm curious to know if you came across with some inspiring service recently. Maybe you can tell us a little bit about it if you have some inspiring service. It doesn't really matter if it's technology driven or if it's more human driven.
Yeah.
But I'm always looking out for these kind of services that inspire us.
Well, this is not very new, but I find it really inspiring, and it's quite cheesy also. But I really like IKEA, to be honest, as a service. I like it because they are reinventing all the tiny little things that you can do all the time. Like, for instance, if you have kids, you can park them for like 40 minutes in the kids' park, and you can go do stuff. And those are like everyday tiny little services that really help people. Like, for instance, I know that a lot of people suffer like in the way that like they try to go to the shop with their kids, and they're just like, oh, mommy, I'm hungry, yeah, blah, blah, blah. So you can just do that and focus for 40 minutes on something that you really want to do. But it's, it's a bit cheesy.
I think it makes sense as a whole. I think it's really interesting.
Yeah.
Service created around customers.
Yeah.
Do you see any opportunity for them that technology can help their service and expand a little bit more beyond what they have today?
Well, I think IKEA tried it at some point. They were trying to create some, they actually had this augmented reality app for checking out your furniture, but then they decided to not do that. I'm not sure what happened, but then I saw this video where there's like, check out this new interface, and it was actually their paper catalog, and they were like, you can co-use it, and you can use Wipe. So they went like all non-digital in that sense. Yeah, I don't know. There might be some opportunities there.
Thank you.
Rachel?
Oh, I was going to add exactly that.
What do you think?
Well, what do I think about IKEA service?
No, like what's
the inspiring service. It's a few years back when I was traveling in Paris, I came to this store called Nose, and they sell perfumes. And you see all the kind of perfumes that you've never seen before. It's really niche, and it's not fashion leveled perfume. But the way they combine concierge service, because you walk in without having most of the time you go and buy perfume, you have no idea. You want to try things and then find out what you like. But they combine this data service. So what you do first is that they develop this app, you put in more detail, what perfume you're wearing, and pass 3 perfumes. And based on that, they recommend like 5 perfumes. So this concierge, a person, brings those 5 recommended, and you sniff without seeing the labels, and you put left the one that you didn't like, you put the right one you liked. And based
that's
on
like
that,
a Tinder, isn't it?
Exactly. Yeah. And anyways, maybe Tinder user instead. What I really liked about it is that the combination of this concierge service, serving with this kind of app doesn't mean that these people don't have an idea about perfume. They're actually really knowledgeable around perfumes, but somehow they made this marriage of the technology and sort of humanness of the service put into one really nicely. So if you have a chance to visit Paris, you should definitely check this out.
Cool. Thank you. Any other questions or comments?
So perhaps I have a question. You were showing here that you can also apply it in medicine. Do you see any potential other areas where people are already trying it and having some successes that are so different that you feel that could revolutionize education or that could revolutionize social engagement? You were earlier saying the sex industry is perhaps like a little bit for loneliness, but is there anything that you have seen so far that showcases like the next step of it?
Yeah. So there are like education. In education, there's quite a lot of things happening. So there's like augmented virtual reality where you can actually see the stars in the sky, and you can see the formations. Is it called formations? And you can kind of like learn from that. But you could also, I've seen some examples where kids could, they're kind of, I'm not sure if they're concept level yet, but where kids can visit ancient Greece and all this, kind of like go to different places and see that. And it really, a picture tells more than 1,000 words. Video probably tells even more. And when you actually experience it, you will learn so much faster.
Okay, nice.
Yeah.
Okay, so thank you very much, Aino.
Thank you.
It was really a pleasure.
Thanks. Can I say something?
Yes, please.
So if you put the next slide.
Yes.
So I want to do a small
ahead.
announcement.
Yes,
so we do this in London. So I'm based in London, but we do this in all the offices. But in London, we have this Futu Talks thing. We do beer and tech and wine and design meetups. And if you put the next one. So we're actually doing, in November 23rd, we're doing a panel discussions with like experts from virtual reality and augmented reality. And they are from like the top agencies in London. And they are going to talk about how to design for immersive experiences, and there will be demos of HoloLens and all this stuff. So if you're in London, please visit. Thanks.
Thank you. So our next topic is going to be fantasy, happening next month. We will, so stay tuned because we will announce it probably in the next 2 weeks. And I wish you a fantastic Friday morning and an even more fantastic weekend. Have some more food and some coffee and have a good day.